Well, today is the day to do indoor activities, but in between, you can get out and do whatever you need, right, John?
All right.
And yesterday was glorious. We had a stretch of weather. Wednesday through yesterday, I was here last night. It was just beautiful. Last night at 11 o'clock, it felt like it was like 69 degrees. Raindrops right now, big rain possible, but hold on to that thought. Current temperatures, upper 50s to the low 60s, upper 50s to the low 60s with winds out of the south. That is indicative of a southerly flow with moisture and warm air coming up towards the tri-state. But the problem here is that there's rain with it, so we're not going to heat up a great deal. Rain, light rain and drizzle just about everywhere. The big rain is just to the west. The frontal system is right about here. It's going to take several hours for us to get through it, hour by hour. I use the HRRR model, and the reason I use the HRRR model, it's called the high resolution model, is because it updates every hour. So at some point, it's got to get it right. That's why I use the HRRR model. A lot of other models only update twice a day or 3 times a day or 4 times a day. This updates all the time. And it shows you here by lunchtime, starting to see some good instability. Since the rain has stopped, if we can get a little peak of sunshine coming through the clouds, that will create an unstable atmosphere. It will create more instability, and it's all about instability, about getting moisture-laden air rise to great heights. If you get air to rise to 30, 40,000 feet, then it comes down in a rush. That's what gives you downpours and severe weather. The yellows and orange indicate probably about 25,000 feet, maybe 20, maybe 30. And when you see magenta, that's at least flight level 310, about 30 to 31,000 feet. That's what my experience tells me. That's where you see tornadic activity. That's where you see the strong thunderstorms and severe weather and the high winds. We'll see if this holds together as it approaches us. But what I will say, you need the umbrella now until about 8 o'clock tonight. See, and then 8 o'clock, it's saying it's over. And the HRRR model should be right because the front should be off the coast late tonight. This model, the European model, is the only model showing a ½ inch to almost an inch. Like to see more rain. We're running a good 3 inches below where we should be. That's not a big deal, though. We always see rain here. I told you before, West Coast, I used to work in LA. You only have the Pacific to try to get some rain. If that gets shut down, you don't get any rain. But we've got the Gulf, we've got the Pacific, we've got the Atlantic. So we always have opportunities to get rain. That's why we don't go into prolonged droughts. You're always going to see rain if you have 3 sources of water. Winds are guaranteed picking up, sustained 15 to 20, and then later this afternoon gusting to 30. So today is not your outdoor day, it sounds like, but tomorrow will be. April so far. When I come back at 45, we'll take a long look at the rain chances all the way through, let's say, Wednesday or so. But April so far, March was brutal. March felt like it was 10 degrees to 15 degrees colder than it should be because we had north winds, we had cold air, high winds, wind chills. Well, April, kind of, we've been 14 days above and 11 below. However, the days we were below, we were really below. And some of the days we were above, we were, but it really didn't factor in. It looks like now running a good 4 degrees for the city, colder than it should be, and 2 degrees colder for New Jersey. So April wasn't as bad as March, but it's still below average, which is unusual because I've been covering these meteorological seasons here for 8 years, and this is kind of like the first time where we've seen a couple of seasons so far beyond below average. Winter was, and now it looks like spring's going to be. Temperatures today, if we're lucky with some sunshine, we can get up to 75. Now, it just depends if we get the sunshine. If we don't, we're going to be in the low 60s. So winds tomorrow will be out of the northwest, and that will take our temperature down to 45 tomorrow morning. It will be a cold start. There's your extended forecast, John. Now back to you.